How you doing, YouTube? Matt Massa Beer Reviews. Back with a little Lost Nation up in this piece in the form of their local resident. Yes, this be a Czech 12-degree pale lager coming in at 5.5%. This was canned. I don't remember. You know what? It did have a date on it, but not this can. I want to say it was from last month. Maybe the end of June. This is actually the beginning of August. So, yeah, should have held quite fine. Lost Nation, one of my more favorite breweries to visit when I go up to Vermont. They're in Vermont, just north of Stowe, about 20 minutes or so. They always have a really great selection of beers on draft, and they have a really, really nice kind of food menu, too. So I dig it when I go there. Don't get there often. Obviously, COVID, not so much anymore, but I dig them. I don't remember having, out of a can, any kind of lager from these guys. I could be wrong. Most of it's been IPA or pale ale, stuff like that. But yeah, I dig the labeling on this. Very classy, classic style, kind of old school German style kind of branding. Actually, yeah, Polish, because they're Czech kind of branding on it. With the kind of, I guess that'd be like the Polish Griffin or something like that. Anyway, yeah. Dig the label, beer-wise. I mean, it looks the part of an unfiltered lager, you know. Very kind of aggressive carbonation, just south of kind of champagne-like, and this beautiful soft kind of haze to it. Not much of a head on it. There was a head, but it's gone. I can't swirl this beer right, man. Oh, I'm going to spill it everywhere. There we go. That's all you get out of the swirl. We're getting in the nose, by the way. That smells absolutely fantastic. It's a lager through and through. You get that lager yeast, that little bit of kind of subtle, what I would call like a funkiness that I typically get from like bottom fermented kind of beers, but in a very, very kind of like almost fruity kind of way. It comes off a little bit of kind of like orchardy to a certain extent, not necessarily in like a saison-y kind of way, just the kind of way lagers kind of show for me from time to time. A nice soft sweetness to it. There's not much as far as like a hot bittering. There's a little bit of fruitiness. I think it's being that little bit of fruitiness from the ester from the actual lager yeast. I think is being propped up, or vice versa. It's propping up the soft little fruitiness from the hopping portion of the show. They actually called here a Czech pale lager, but it almost smells like it has an extra little dose of hops going on. Anyway, we're just gonna dive right in. Cheers. That's classic, though. Yeah. It's not like an Americanized, like a DDH version of a Czech lager. It just has a little bit more kind of richness to it, I believe, via fermentation, yeast-wise. Maybe a little bit, some kind of, like, little tweak on a malt base, because I am getting this fruity component that I think is a combination of yeast. I think it's a combination of hops. A little bit bolder, a little bit bigger than what you expect from like a Czech lager. The hazy portion of the show, the non-filtered portion of the show, probably is bringing a lot of that with it. But I believe there's almost like a subtle kind of oaty/honey kind of thing that's kind of combining with all that, bringing this kind of bigger fruit element to the beer. It does that cool trick that I really like, these kind of hazy lagers that they pull off when they're kind of soft and creamy on the mouthfeel, but also still quick and crisp on the back end. So you're getting the best of both worlds. You're getting this softer kind of palate kind of touch from the beer, but it's still lager through and through. It's still super crisp, super drinkable and all that, but you get this little softness touch that I dig so much. Kind of like almost like what you get from Foder lagers, but in a non-Foder kind of way. And honestly, I will chug these all day. I mean, this is absolutely summer beer drinking perfection. And that's honestly why I picked it up. I went to the local bottle shop. I didn't know what I wanted. Beer Tuber Blues is next week. I wanted to pick up a couple stragglers, random beers to have around. And nothing caught my eye there. A lot of the same songs, not in a negative way, but I just wanted something, you know, crusher and easy. And then I saw this. I was like, winner. All the chicken dinners. And I picked it up. I'm going to review it. I reviewed it, and it's fantastic. It's exactly what I expected from Lost Nation, which is a really well-made, well-executed beer, but also to let that kind of yeast not necessarily be functional, but also bring something to the table with being unfiltered and giving that softness, giving that little bit more rich kind of fruity kind of ester, because it is unfiltered and it's kind of left behind. I think that's a very fun version of a lager. I love me my Crispy Boys, super clean, crisp, and clear. Love them all day. But I can get down with this too. So yeah, almost like a table beer. It kind of comes off. Lager table beer. It's kind of the vibes I'm getting from it. So, is this one of the better Czech lagers that I've had as of late? I'm almost kind of going to be that guy that's like, it's not really a Czech lager. I mean, it is in spirit, but it's so far removed from that, but not far removed in like a super aggressively hopped, Americanized kind of way. It just has its own kind of personality within it being a lager. So is it one of the better unfiltered American lagers that I've had as of late? Let's say that. Yes. Very close to the top. Probably worth Mount Rushmore status. Valued availability on this, I want to say it was like $12, $13 for a 4-pack. All day with that. And leave you with, if you like what we like this. If you like your new school kind of lagers, but still more old school than new school, but with a new school tendency. You like your unfiltered lagers. You like your kind of table-esque kind of beers. And you like Lost Nation. I mean, this is kind of what they do, and they do it quite well. Their low ABV stuff is always typically on point. So if you dig lagers, you dig these guys, you almost definitely dig this beer. So there you go. Review in the books. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Down there, if you want to talk about it, let me know if you've had this beer. Massive Beers, excuse me. If you want to check me out doing the social media stuff. Another burp. Beer Messy, if you want to hear me doing the podcasting stuff. And hopefully you guys enjoyed the review. Hopefully you're enjoying a little bit of hazy lager right now. Hope to see you next time. Cheers.